Right. It says, as determined by local needs, remains ambiguous is an answer to the questions of who decides whether a person's residence is safe. So that whole governing body of who's going to decide these things is that question, man. All right. It says the star pressed with additional question: with the non-congregate sheltering applied to Ohioans of all ages? That is, if a single parent has one bathroom apartment and a child is deemed to have high exposure to COVID-19 at school, and the health department determines that the child needs to isolate, but also deems the single parent dwelling unsafe, is the child directed to the shelter? And that's the elephant in the room. That's a $1 billion question, right? Because their whole point is to separate, all right, to impose control, to push their agenda, quite frankly, of separations of the family and indoctrination. And that's what's going on right here with these FEMA camps. All right. So, and Jake is going to be, number one on the list because the single mothers, right, uh, living in apartments, all right, only have one bathroom. So it's going to be a lot of kids taken, a lot of family members taken, and separated, man. It's going to get hectic when this thing really rolls out officially. But they're setting, like I said before, they're setting everything up uh, and working the kinks out right now. And let's get another scripture. This is the book of 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. So, all his legalese, all his decrees, his laws that the so-called white man Esau Edom rolls out is a work, spiritually the work of Satan, man. All right, it's a device to basically take your so-called rights, freedoms, as they would say constitutionally, and get you fully implemented into this new world system that's coming. All right, leading up to this implantable chip, which is the mark of the beast. Now let's go back. It says, it says the response from the governor's spokesperson. Again, the nature of these shelters is typically for natural disasters. Usually, people seek alternate shelter well before the rare cases where local authorities might condemn a property due to a natural disaster. So this is a new precedent, is what this spokesperson is saying. Additionally, additional questions asked to tyranny and the ODH, but were not yet answered by the time this article published, included: what are the necessary actions to procure space? Our hospitals are going broke, and our previous spaces, Columbus Convention Center, were never used and cost a lot of money to build out. Why are we doing this now when the virus is under control? Right, because out here in Chicago, they had a place called the McCormick Center, and they had all these vacant hotels. They got closed down during COVID, and they were going to retrofit these and use these for so-called makeshift hospitals, preparing for dead people in the streets and all that bullshit, which never came, which never happened. So this reporter is asking, why are you doing this now? After you wasted all this money, with what they did, I guess, in Columbus, Ohio, this convention center, it was never used. So what's really going on? It says the Second Amendment ordered for non-congregate sheltering to be utilized throughout Ohio expiration is set for 90 days or at a time to be determined by the Director of Health, whichever is sooner. So this is not yet off the table, all right? So let me see what else I got. Actually, let me just skip to this last one. This is Revelation 2:11, and that'll be it. It says, actually 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Because I use this scriptures because that's what's preparing to happen with these orders being set up, all right, through FEMA in these different cities and states, all right. These different governors are setting up because eventually, when they really ramp these numbers up and ramp up this what's the word I'm looking for? This propaganda. Uh, they're going to be ready to snatch people, man, grab people up. All right, that's the inevitable next step, because these contact tracers are 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 hired and are currently being hired. You can actually look on so-called job searches and look for contact tracing in a city near you, man. So they're getting these people signed up, trained, and ready to go basically door to door and meddle in people's businesses. All right, meddle in people's business. How many people in the house? How many bathrooms do you have? Well, we got a report that someone over here had COVID and you're in the vicinity, so now you could possibly have COVID. And we deem your place unsafe. So guess what? Your two children got to come with us. That's what Esau Edom is preparing to do, man. All right? So it's going to get real crazy out here, man. You're going to see contact tracers and people trying to serve these things through the power of the so-called local health agencies. You're going to see people getting shot out here, man. It's going to get wild. All right? On top of this division of this election spirit that's already here. We are definitely in those times, and we're definitely at the end. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." Right? He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. So this is the time we're in, man. People are going to get grabbed up, hemmed up. Hell, even some of the brothers might get grabbed up, hemmed up. But it's through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai if he can get you out that jam or not. All right? So we all know the Lord works on the minds of everybody. So he could show mercy through an enemy in that time. You never know. But that's where faith, big faith, comes in. All right? But that's the point. I don't want to keep this drawn out. I want to give all glory, praise, and honors to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I'll say shalom the next time.